I'm going to have these on in order to see what's written down here. A lot of you know me from the number of times that I've returned back to Morinville. This is my third time moving to this community since I joined the RCMP in 1980 out of British Columbia. I lived here from 1981 up until 1985 and had the opportunity to go north, of course, like most of us do. Fort McMurray, Fort Chip, Andrew, Two Hills, beautiful scenic areas. The one thing that I learned from going to these communities was that I would be working with councils from a variety, from small municipal councils to large city councils. And you get to see the way businesses are affected in the small communities and the strengths and weaknesses of the communities. I returned back to Morinville in 1994, working in headquarters until I retired in 2007 after a 27-year career. So I know one of the papers referred to me as the ex-cop, but I'm the retired policeman. While I was living in Morinville, I actually ran a business called Legends Limousine, sort of an entertainment business where we provided services for weddings and various events. And I sold the company, which has now grown into one of the largest companies in the Edmonton area in that business. Sticking on, of course, the topic of what I see as issues for Morinville, this is based on my travels through these different communities. I just did a list and I put it down basically 6 areas that I would focus on if I was selected for this position. And before I go, I'd let you know, it's unfortunate that all of us here, we have a great group of people, which is fantastic to see that there's 5, 6 candidates that are running. And I wish Councillor Ben Vanderwall all the best with his battle and his recovery. You know, we're basically having to come in and fill a position for an 18-month period when we had someone who was very experienced with the council that we have. So, and I'm really happy to see that we have the candidates that we do that. It's just not 1 or 2 of us, or just one candidate coming up for this. So it's great to see. I know everybody here, and it's nice to see. The very first thing that I looked into for this community from a business standpoint is how do we lure businesses to come here? I came back here because of the quality of life to raise my family, 5 children. Some of the services we didn't have when I first came here, as far as you know, the selection of businesses and the choices that we want. We all want a variety. We want competitive prices, and we want to be able to go and have the things that, you know, for the community. We want, you know, like all the different things like a swimming pool and different things that would benefit our town. The first thing I thought is that we're on the right track. Council has done a phenomenal job. We look at the businesses that have come. We've got Tim Hortons, we've got the new strip mall outside of town. The beautification of 100th Street. One of the things I'd like to see is the continued beautification and do 100th Avenue so it's consistent for the town. A bypass route into town, which we know is going to come, Cardiff Road. I can tell you that during my years working the highway patrol in the early 80s, in 87, it was projected that that overpass would be in within 5 years, and now we're sitting 22 years later and it's still not here. I've investigated multiple fatalities there myself at that intersection. My daughter was involved in a serious collision there 4 years ago where she was a passenger, got T-boned at Cardiff intersection. So it's personal to me to see that that overpass goes in. From a business standpoint, anybody wanting to come into town, it's going to make an easy access to come into town, where you drive off like Leduc or some of the other communities, Red Deer, where you have Gasoline Alley, where you'll be able to come in and use some of the services that we have in the town. So I see that as a priority. I know it's held up with the acquisition of land from the 1/4 section, but I think that once that is resolved and we get that going, I think having a bypass route with good signage indicating that, you know, Westlock, Athabasca, Legal via Morinville, and have a route that you can come into town and see what the town has to offer is going to be certainly a bonus for the community. It'll make it easier for people to come into the town. And also, like I've seen over time, where we've gone from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane highway, which brought the population again from 3,000 up to where we're at now. I see working with other councils, Sturgeon County, the city of St. Albert. I've seen strained relationships in the time that I've been here over the last 32 years that I've been in and out of the community, where there's been a lot of like fighting between it, where we have to work together. The Ray Gibbons bypass is something I'd like to see completed. For anybody that commutes into the city, which I've done, it becomes a long commute when you have to go through the heart of St. Albert. I see that once we get that bypass and we can push towards that, we're going to see that it'll be more attractive for people to come out here and more attractive for businesses once we get over that 10,000 status for a city.
You have 10 seconds left.
Okay, 10 seconds. So again, the continued beautification, and certainly one thing I'd like to see that the town with the photo radar running is a media blitz to promote our town, such as we see with Westland. We can actually get out and sell this community to other people to make it the desirable place to live. So that's why I'm running. I've been involved in the community.